Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good something that's not one of those things. Um, we're back. This is your
Yay.
friendly ladder admins, Big Duncan Herfy Durfy. Welcome back. It's been a while. How you
It
doing,
has
Herf?
indeed been a while. Yeah, you're right. It's been a while since we did one of these, hasn't it? I think we paused for a season. Is that
Well,
right?
yeah. So the season 20 announcement unfortunately did not happen. That was for me. Had some I don't know how to classify this now. Now that I know what's going on, I had a medical scare, a pretty serious medical scare that ended up being fine. Um, so yeah, everything's fine. We're fine. How are you? Yes. So, but yeah, it took up a ton of my time. So basically, there was a 3 month period in there where nothing was happening, and that.
Mm-hmm.
But everything is cool now. We're good to go. Um, yeah, I miss these. These are fun. These are really fun. Even though I'm not drinking this morning, it's not the fact that it's 10 a.m. That's never stopped me before. I'm dieting right now, and I can't afford the extra calories at 10 in the morning.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's a lot of empty calories in the booze. So um, so yeah, should we start talking about what's going to happen here in about what where are we at? In a few weeks. I'm gonna call it 3 to 4
mm-hmm.
weeks. You'll understand why here when we go into the announcement. But we have a new season coming up. We got about 3 weeks left in this current season. It's broccoli in the diet. There is no broccoli in the diet. So I'm cutting back on carbs. I've gone almost completely carb free all week, which is really odd for me because I live on 90% carbs. Um, so yeah, my stomach hasn't been very happy right now. But should we talk about modes and schedules and stuff?
I think that's kind of why the people are here, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about modes and schedules and stuff. Now, um, I have a I have bad news for everybody watching. This schedule is boring. This is probably the most boring schedule that we've ever had in the history of schedules. Um, just let you know what let's just face it, Herf. Let's just face it. We ran out of ideas, didn't we?
We did.
We just
I
we're
mean, but
completely
at,
out of
at the same
ideas.
time, I feel like there might be a certain subset of people who find this very exciting instead of boring.
Maybe, but I suspect people are going to be bored. We're going to go through the schedule really fast, like really fast. So, open, yes, it's open. Everybody loves open, except for the people that don't love open. It's open. So, yeah, yeah. Cross keys. Everybody loves cross keys, except for the people that hate cross keys. Um, you know, it's cross keys. Again, this is so boring. Like I feel like I'm building up all this hype, and this is going to be the most boring schedule. I almost want to just hit all the buttons and go through it really fast. Um, Gold Rush. Gold Rush is yay! Gold Rush is back.
Yay!
Yay! Now this is the updated version of Gold Rush that has Key Sanity on it. Um, So we did retcon this one a couple seasons ago with Grab Bag. So this one is a little bit better. This is the 49 of 50 uh, Gold Rush Chip Hunt with keys on this one now. Much better with keys. My God, this is so much better with the key sanity. Um, but uh, but yeah, so there's that. Casual boots. Casual boots is casual boots. Everybody loves casual boots. Do you notice I paused there because everybody actually loves casual boots? Um, everybody actually, everybody actually does love casual boots. Man, what a boring schedule! This is open again. How is open on the schedule twice?
Who opens? That must be a
Two opens
mistake.
on the. This is. I'm telling you guys, we are. This is so boring. This is so incredibly boring, and it only gets more boring. We do have some mystery, which mystery is still on there. Little asterisks on the mystery. I'm just throwing it out there now. This season has no mystery changes. We're going to go one more season with the current mystery weights. However, we are going to change things in 22. And I am 99% sure completionist is going to get thrown into the bag for mystery, because we have it at our disposal now, and a few other things we're going to tweak. Um, but I want to give it one more season. More or less, the people aren't believing this. They're saying that we're lying to them. I don't know what they're talking about. But we're seeing an influx up and down of mystery participation. So yeah, it's I want to do one more season of this, and we're probably going to do some polls and shit for 22 to see how people are really enjoying it. Try it if you haven't tried out the new weights. Please try it, because if you enjoy mystery in any way, shape, or form, I'd love to hear it. Again,
Hmm.
we're gonna try to mix things up a little bit the next season. So, and then last, oh my God, how boring is this schedule? Standard. Is this
Yeah,
is this not the most boring schedule you've ever seen in your life? I mean,
it is quite boring, I
this is
guess.
horrible. Why? What is wrong with us? Like, what is wrong with us? We have absolutely no way, shape, or form that we should be doing something this. Hold on, 1 second. 1 second. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, who? Okay. Really? How much? Really? How many zeros? Wow. Okay. Um. Thank you. Thank you. I have just been informed that my personal bank account has received an anonymous donation from somebody named Not Gem. So we are going to make a few tweaks to the schedule here. Let's add a little bit of speed to this schedule, shall we? You guys want a little bit of speed on the schedule? Let's add a little bit of speed to this schedule.
Just a little bit.
Little bit of speed to this schedule. So, for those that are not paying attention, um, we are going to have a fast season 21. As you can see, 5 of these 7 modes have some booties. Open Plus has some pseudo boots. Um, Mystery has like a 50% chance of boots all the time. Uh, there's gonna be a little bit of booty action going on. Now we're not doing cross keys boots. Not doing cross keys boots. There's a technical reason behind that. You all know what that is. Not gonna go into it. But yes. So officially, here is our new and improved season 21 schedule. I appreciate the anonymous donations from Mr. Not Gem, who I have no idea who that could possibly be. And I hope you guys enjoy a little speed this next season. How do you, Herfy? You wear boots, I'm sure at some
Hmm.
points. How
Yeah,
do you feel about all of this speed?
I think it's great.
That's
This also means we are shortening the season by half, right? Since every race is going to be so quick, we won't need
actually
the full time for it anymore.
we're gonna double it. We're gonna double it, and we're gonna cut the time in half.
All right, that
So
works for
you
me.
like you only have an hour and a half to finish these seeds, and then we're just gonna squeeze in double the time. So, um, yeah. So yes, we have a schedule. It is officially posted now on the website. If you check it out right this moment, you'll see something a little bit weird about it, which we're going to talk about here in just a moment. But just suck it in, absorb the booty power. So yeah, we have a schedule, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody enjoys it. I hope you go fast. I'm guessing this will be the last time we do something like this with this amount of boots. So, um, speaking of scheduling and when things are going to start, we do have a little bit of extended downtime coming up. So, um, season 20 is scheduled to end on Monday, November 6th. The new schedule is not going to start up for another week. So, what that effectively means is we're going to have pretty much a week off of ladder. Now, there's a lot of good reasons for this, as you can see. Um, it actually thankfully lines up with SGL, but this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. So, and I've mentioned this before, a lot of our backend services are very outdated. They're running off of code from 3 years ago. A lot of stuff is still original from when we launched back in season 1. Um, so we're going to have some downtime. So it is going to be more or less a week without ladder. It goes from the Monday to, I think the 13th is the next Monday, right? Or Tuesday to Monday. No, it's Monday to Monday. Yeah, the 6th to the 13th. Right, that's Monday. Well, the 7th. I guess 7th is the Tuesday, but so we're going to be doing some backend maintenance to everything. So this is going to be the server itself. The server's already launched. I just have to migrate everything. So we're migrating the ladder backend to an updated server with effectively double the capacity that the um, current server has. The updating all of the backend libraries for the bots. So this is one I've been talking about for a while, and then we did this for Administrator Bob already, and for the 8i Moldorm, who's basically our watcher bot. The last thing to go is Lazy Kid, and Lazy Kid's code is a little bit screwy, so it's going to take me time, and I need to do a lot of testing. So during this time period between the 7th and the 13th, a lot of functions on the Discord are going to be shut down. They will slowly come back over time, but you might try something that doesn't work. It's here and there. Right now, Administrator Bob is handling a lot of the newer features, like the rolling of the seeds and stuff like that. Those will be moved over to Lazy Kid because Bob's got other work to do. So I want to get everything normalized, but it just means updating libraries that have not been updated in a long time. And every time I do that, I have to rewrite a bunch of code, and I got to test it and test timings and stuff like that. So, but in doing so, we get a bunch of new things that we can deal with. Some of the new form controls for different functions, again, like the roll a seed things, fixes to stuff that I so much want to get fixed, like the display name fix, which they did fix. I just need to do a library update for it, which is you don't have to go in and set your display name anymore. It just goes off what your actual your default display name is if you haven't set it, which I know people have bitched about. But it'll go off what your name actually should be, stuff like that. So yeah, that'll be starting that week. Probably Friday, Saturday, Sunday. SGL's going on that time, but we probably will throw a few races up. Just some test races, screw around with some shit, and just make sure everything works. But yes, it needs to be done, and because SGL is going on, and Herfy, you're going to be at SGL.
Right, right. I'm not going to be there from the 7th to the 14th, so exactly
Right.
in the week of downtime.
Exactly. You're going to be gone anyway. I will not be at SGL this year, so I'm going to take this time to do it. Now, a lot of people are going to be there. Hopefully, a lot more people than like even last year, because it was fun last year going. So if you are not doing SGL and you're looking for shit to do that weekend, go outside and see the sun. Do it while you can, especially us up in the northern hemisphere, because damn it, it's coming. The cold weather is coming. So yes, that's a it's important thing to note. There will be some downtime, and there'll be more information about this as we get closer, and then we'll just bear with us as we go through it. And then the whole week, when everything should be done within the week, hopefully, and hopefully we won't run into any other issues. Um, so yeah, that is our downtime, our announcement. Hello, Invitational.
Yay!
Oh, I've been waiting for this one. Do you remember when we talked about this? It was in June.
It's been a little while, yeah,
We've
but you know.
we've had this one planned since June. I looked at the document that I put together and I dated it, and it was like June 20th or something like that.
Yeah, I
So
mean, some ideas just take a little while.
yeah. So did you guys notice when we went through the schedule there was nothing mentioned about invitational modes? I noticed. I wonder if everybody else noticed. We have our new invitational coming up. So we're doing something a little bit different with this one. We are not having in-season invitational races. Instead, what I did about 5 minutes ago, which was captured the overall global rankings. That's the big rankings for the entire history of ladder. I went ahead and captured them. I already have them. They will get snapshotted regardless of who joins, leaves, whatever. That's what it's going to be from this moment. We're going to be going through that list and racers that meet this criteria. First is 10 ladder races in 2023, which is very little, but I already know that there's like 5 or 6 in that out of the top like 32 that do not meet that criteria. Need to be in good standing. And by good standing, we mean not have any bans, not have any sanctions, haven't pissed off the mods and the admins, haven't pissed off the mods and the admins. Little
I
hint,
wonder, I wonder.
if you want to play nice and you want to do these fun events, don't piss off the mods and the admins. We are excluding a few people from receiving invites. So effectively, as long as you play well with others and are good people and are in the top 16 and are interested, you will likely be getting invites. But yes, we are actually we have talked about this. There are going to be a few people going forward. We already had a few on the list, and they knew about this well in advance that have been excluded from invitationals going forward for one reason or another. I'm not going to go into that. They know who they are. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, the next invitational, the Megatational. Now, somebody
Dun, dun,
in the
dun.
chat mentioned something about Mega. I didn't catch who it was. Somebody mentioned it, and I'm like, did something leak? Because you and I are the only two that know about this. And I know that you didn't leak it. And I know I didn't leak it. So I'm guessing it was random. I'm hoping it was just random. Otherwise, somebody knows something that we don't know. The 2023 Megatational. This is going to be an interesting one. Things have we're going to change things up a little bit for this, but I think this is going to be awesome. So here's how this is going to work. It's very similar structure to our other invitationals. 16 invites will be in there. We're still going into groups of 4, so that structure is not going to change. The modes that are going to be played in this, though, we will be going that in a bit. That's the next thing that we're going to talk about, but it's different than it was before, where it's a set mode or a small subset of modes. The weeks, quotes, have been expanded from 7 days to 9 days. It's because we need a few extra days to handle bookkeeping.
That's because every mode is now a boots mode, so we save time, so we can extend weeks to 9 days instead of 7 now. We're able to change the space-time continuum thanks to our schedule.
Dude's figured it out. This is a smart giraffe here.
Mm-hmm.
He knows. Um, so we will be sending out invites probably within the next week or two. Um, and this is going to be one people are going to decline these. I know that there are going to be a few people that decline these invites. And these will roll down to a little bit, probably into the 20s and maybe even into the 30s, depending on availability, people that are not meeting the requirements or whatever. Um, but yes, they're going to start going out in the next week or two. We will announce when the invitations have started. If you expect to get one and you do not get one, remember what we talked about just a little bit ago about not pissing off the mods and the admins and playing nice with others. Ta-da! Um, but yes, we're gonna still use race time for the race rooms. The bots will handle a lot of the other stuff. One change we are making to this, and this is some feedback we've gotten from the previous invitationals, and it is one change that we are going to make, is the when we regroup the next week, the way we generally do it is the 8 that advance, we go off the original rankings. We are going to re-rank them. So going into week 2, for instance, if you went 3-0 in your group, you're going to be either a 1 or a 2. So if you have 2 people in your group that were both 3-0, it's the initial ranking is the tiebreaker. If you're the only one in your group that went 3-0, regardless of what your original ranking is, you will be the 1 seed in that group. This is going to be very, very, very important for what we're going to go over here in a moment. So we're going to make that change here. That's probably going to carry forward. Like, we'll probably keep doing that, but that's especially important here. So choosing the modes. Here's how it's going to work. Once the groups have been assigned, this is on day 1 of 9. Every racer gets to submit 2 modes. They have to be different modes, but they can be any mode that Ladder has ever raced, with the exception of Grab Bag, which is not necessarily a mode, it's a category. You can even submit Mystery. If you're going to use Mystery, we're going to go off the season 21 Mystery weights. But you can choose literally any mode that Ladder has ever run. Even the modes like, remember we did Grab Bag a few seasons ago for the main tournament, and we used standard boots, which are actually going to be running this year, and a few other things with the there's a few other modes. Remember that we've never done, but was in league, or not league, but was in the main tournament. Even those are included. We'll have the whole list of all of the modes that are available. We have everything there. Since it was technically ran in a season, it's available. Once all 8 modes have been submitted, 2 from each 4 members of the group, we're going to shuffle them up. Now, duplicates are perfectly fine. So if every single racer submits inverted cross keys, for instance, I weep for you if that's the case. Open spoilers fine. Open spoilers fine. Any mode doesn't matter. Except the April 1st mystery is off the table. Sorry, that one's off the table. That's good point there. I didn't think of that one. But once it's done, all duplicates are fine as long as they don't come from the same person. You're not allowed to submit 2 of the same mode. We shuffle them up. We announce them to the group. Then the number 2 seed in the group vetoes one of the modes and eliminates it from the pool. Then the number 1 seed gets to do it as well. We're doing it in reverse so that the 1 seed gets a slight advantage of choosing last. Once we're down to 6 modes, they will be shuffled up and dealt to the 6 races for the 4 people in the group. Unless both races are vetoed for one person, which is possible, you will be guaranteed to get one of your modes. So you submit 2 modes, unless both of them are vetoed by the 2 and the 1 seed, you'll be guaranteed one of your 3 matches will be one of the modes that you selected. The math works out just fine. It'll happen. We'll make sure that it goes that way. So the way this is going to work, 9 days. Day 1 is for submissions. You have a full 24 hours to get your get your submissions in. If you decline to do so or just fail to do so, we will choose two for you. Then there's a day for vetoes for the 2 seed and the 1 seed to submit their vetoes. Once that is done, it shouldn't take very long to shuffle and deal. Then you have up to 7 to 9 days to race. As soon as those vetoes are in and the schedules are assigned, you guys can start scheduling and race your races whenever you see fit. So, I love this idea.
Yeah, I think this is a really cool way of doing this and really like changing up the format that we've had so far for invitationals, which were always focused around a single mode, right?
Yeah.
So
We did the entrance extravaganza,
yeah, okay. I
which was
mean,
3, but
kind of
relatively the same.
right.
Yeah.
So this one it's going to be real interesting, and I'm wondering if we're gonna have someone who makes it far in the tournament, but always gets their modes vetoed for some reason because their choices are just always awful.
Yeah, it's there's a couple things I'm really excited about with this. One, we've never used the global overall ranking for anything. It doesn't get used. The only thing we use it for anything involved in regards to ladder is it's a little seasoning in the special sauce for pairings. That's all we use it for. So it shows we get to show off people that have been racing for a long time, have experience doing various modes, and are skilled not specifically in one mode but in a lot of modes. Now, with that being said, we also understand that is why we are going to get people declining invites. We get it. It's cool. If you don't want to race, if you don't want to have the chance to race certain things, we get it. And that's why I think these invites are going to go down a bit further down than 16. But we'll be very clear when we send these invites out. You need to read through the details, understand what you're getting into. So yes, I am very much looking forward to this. As before, we'll be doing as many restreams as we can. These will be fun to restream. I will say that. Like, this will be fun to restream because these are modes that don't get played. Like, we have modes that never get played. These things that they just don't get restreamed ever.
Mm-hmm.
So there'll be some things that just never get shown. So I think it'll be very, very exciting. So yes, and that will start up the week after SGL. I think it was the 17th, I believe. That's what I
It
said.
was on my dad's 70th birthday. So the 17th, yes.
There you go. So yeah, we're doing it's the week after SGL. Everything will be back up and running. It'll be like 3 or 4 days after the next season starts. So I think it's a Friday, and I scheduled it.
Yes.
Yeah, I scheduled it so it's we started on Friday so that we still try to get as many weekends in for scheduling purposes. So yeah, so that's that. And then this also gives my auto tracker a workout because I have no idea how my auto tracker will work on some of these modes. I think it'll work. I'm not sure.
Hey, it's going to be interesting in so many different ways.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. So anyway, oh, we have prizes. Oh, that's
yeah.
right. We have prizes in our invitationals, don't we?
I will say one of these prizes has a little caveat attached in that you have to send it to me after you win it. But other than that, I'll let Gonka go ahead.
I know exactly which one it is too. It's the new one, isn't it?
It is.
It's the new one. Oh my god. I hope nobody chooses it. Because I think I'm only putting this one up for a prize once. Because I don't even think I'll use it. But I want it.
Yeah, I know. I won't either, but I want it.
We have 4 prizes in the prize pool. You'll get to choose from one of them. Not at random. You get to choose. And 3 of these prizes are prizes we have used before. The first one, which is the big prize, did not go out in our last invitational. So we're going to put it up one more time, and I stress this one more time. We are not doing this prize again. If nobody chooses it, it's just not going to happen because it's the big prize. And that is, we're still going to go ahead and we're going to offer that 64 gig stream deck that we offered in the last one, which is a $400 prize. Thank you, ladder patrons, for allowing us to give away prizes like this. But this was in the prize pool last time, still in the prize pool today. But yes. So that one's going to be available. Again, and it's in there pending availability and shipping. Like if they're not available right now or they're not available in your area, not much we can do about it. You know, we could try to make things work, but especially internationally, customs and a bunch of shit gets involved and it's not necessarily easy. Prize number 2 should be no surprise. I still have one sealed Super NT. These are discontinued now. Keep this in mind. They're not making any more of these. At least they said they're not going to make any more of these. We'll see. But as of what was it 6 months ago or something like that, these don't exist anymore. So yeah, I still have one. I've had it in my my bookshelf up in my office for a year. It's just sitting there sealed in the box. So yeah, if you're interested, if you don't have one and you want to learn to play on console, I don't have an FX Pack Pro to go with it anymore. That one did go out not that long. It was one of the invitationals. I don't remember which one it was. That one did go out. You can still get those, although they're harder to find now. God, I don't even want to show this next one. Like, if we don't show it to them, if we just don't show them and we ignore that it's there, can I just keep it?
You know, it's kind of funny. We're talking about how I'm interested in the thing that's going to come up very soon, but then you were revealing these older prices, and I was reading like 64 gig Steam Deck, and I'm like, you know, I take that too. And then
Yeah.
it's like an analog Super NT, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I want all of these.
Well, again, Steam Decks are $400. The NT,
Mm-hmm.
which is $200 retail, but again, you cannot buy them right now unless you go to eBay. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't even looked. I don't know how much you're selling for it. They're probably
Oh, I
250,
don't
300
even want to
bucks.
look.
I have no idea. Hold on. You know what? Hold on. Just a second. Doing it live.
Oh, we're getting some live
Doing it
investigation here.
live. Analog Super. If I could spell NT. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Um.
I think Duncan might remove this price from the
Holy
invitational.
shnikes. The last ones that were sold, $549. That one came with a controller in a little bit. $400, 403. There's a pre-owned for $300. 419, 435, 436. What the fuck?
Yeah, that thing's about a 64 gig Steam Deck, if not more at this
Holy
point.
shit. So I'm not giving that one away anymore. I need to go into my eBay account. Damn, dude. You know what is gonna be one? You know what's gonna go up in price even more than that though?
Mm-hmm.
This next one. You ready?
Let's do it.
This is the coolest thing I was able to snag. And if you guys watch Analog, these went out a couple weeks ago. You had about a 5-minute window to grab one, and I grabbed one. Limited edition transparent blue Analog Pocket. It arrived last week. Still sealed. I haven't opened it. I want to open this thing. I want to open it. And I want to look at it. And I want to put it on my shelf and never use it.
Yeah, and that's the one you have to send to me if you win it, by
Oh
the
my
way.
god, it looks so cool. I I want to keep this. I'll never play it though because I have a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
So I'll never play it. But if you enjoy handheld games, and there's cracked firmware for this, for so much shit you can play on this thing. If you've never seen the Analog, hold on. If you've never seen this, let me show. I'm going to post it in chat here if you haven't seen it. Analog Pocket. It's the very top. So I'm just going to post it here. go to the store, and it's, if you scroll down, it's the third one on the list, the transparent blue. That's the one I was able to snag. I didn't try for the transparent purple because I knew they would go out of stock within seconds, and I knew I was only gonna have one shot at it. So these are limited edition. Analog has said they are not gonna make these again. So if you got one, congratulations, you got the only versions of these. But yes, I have the blue one. Again, it's sealed. Like the Steam Deck, if this does not get chosen, I'm likely keeping it. I'll pay for it with my own money, and I'm keeping it because damn it, it's such a cool collector's piece, such an awesome limited edition collector's piece. So those are our three main prizes. Again, if it's the second or the third one, those get shipped from the US. If you live in the US, it's stupid easy. If you live outside the US, we will discuss shipping and customs and all that. We'll cover shipping costs. We don't cover customs costs,
Yeah, the
which
customs costs are a little bit problematic,
which
maybe.
previous people have discovered. Yes. So yeah. And then if you don't want any of these and you just want big fat sacks of cash money, we will offer a cash prize of lesser value, which that'll be discussed at that time. So this is going to be a big invitational. It's why we called it the Megatational.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
Lots of good stuff
That's
here.
just so exciting. I love this shit. Even though it's tons of work for us, and it's like we don't get anything out of this other than just doing things. But yeah, it's like this is so much. It's so cool because it's why it's why we're clamping down on invites on some of these things too, and eliminating people and maybe shady people or people that are just assholes. Um, but yes, it's so much fun, and we got to make sure everything's on the up and up because you don't get prizes like this anywhere else unless you go to something
No,
like
you really
SGL
don't.
and you get a big fat cash prize. Which once
Sure.
again, thank you to our ladder patrons. We were able to donate another $500 to SGL for this year for the in-person Link to the Past randomizer event. So
Oh yeah, big thanks to that. That's like super cool, especially with me being both a ladder admin and an SGL admin for
mhm.
ALTTPR. So it was really cool to see that and to see ALTTPR push to the top because we were really anemic with the prize pool until like a month ago, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, obviously things were going to come in, but yeah, that's awesome that you guys can yeah, that's awesome that you guys get to the people that show up at SGL. You spent the time, you spent the money because these trips ain't cheap, especially for those people traveling overseas. Um, that you guys are able to get something back and enjoy the time there. Plus, go to Fogo. There's a Fogo like 20 minutes away from where the event is held. So yeah, that's the only thing I'm so mad I'm gonna miss Fogo. Although, are you guys even gonna go?
I don't know. I don't think anyone's made any plans. I really don't know. I mean, I'd be down, but I don't know.
Yeah. I was gonna make a belt. I shit you not. I was gonna get a championship belt made. I was gonna send it to Files. Files is the reigning Fogo champion.
He is. And
Um,
he did the classic first. He like ate so much stuff, and then he did the classic. Oh, and could I also have a slice of
can I have
cheesecake, please?
cheesecake? I love dessert at Fogo. Papaya cream is delicious, but I ain't ordering cheesecake. Fuck that. Shit. And he just downed it.
Yeah, he just ate it like it was nothing. He
Oh
enjoyed it.
man. Yeah. So I was gonna get a belt made and everything, but with everything that happened to me this summer, I
Yeah,
can't. I
it's
can't.
100% understandable.
You know my doctor bills? I think I mentioned this to you. I'm over 9 grand in doctor's bills.
Ew.
Yeah. The American medical insurance system sucks.
Yeah, that does sound like a lot of fun, especially, since it's something where you're like, "Okay, this might be serious, so how about I pay some more?"
Yeah, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, season 21 starts on November 13th. Now is the time if you want to put some questions into chat. Now it's time to do this. However, I want to. So we threw out a Q&A to you guys back in August. Um, and we didn't get to do anything with it because we didn't do a reveal. So we didn't. There was a lot of actual good Q&A in this last feedback that we got. I want to go over a few of them. Now I haven't looked at these since August, so I don't fully remember, and I purposely didn't look at them until this morning. I didn't pull up the document until this morning, just so that I can do this unbiased. So I'm gonna go through a few of them here, just to bring up the better ones. Um, and yeah, and just go over a few things. And if you have something to comment, question in chat, throw it in now. We'll try to get it in. We'll probably stay alive for another 10-15 minutes. Um, and the Mega Invitational is expected to end, I believe, the finals are the week before Christmas. It's like the 16th through the 23rd. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me make it even better. If you give me just a moment here. Permissions for the Megatational general channel. Hold on. Permissions, add. Where's the everyone? You can now view the channel. And the document is now in the Discord. You'll see the 23 Megatational with the document in the header. So yeah, I think it's the week before Christmas. So I'm gonna start at the top. The first additional comments that was given to us. Okay. That's so compelling. I know who sent that too. You know who sent that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make it easy. Look to see. The question was, what one change would you make ladder race community better? What would it be? And it's starting pseudo boots or boots for every mode.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know
this
who
is
that could
easy.
possibly be. But guess what? You're gonna like this season. Um, let's see. Additional comments. Wouldn't make any changes. There's ladder run. Okay, that's normal. Thank you. Wish I had more to say. Let's see. Next, I think basic modes get old after a while. The inclusion of silly stuff keeps the game entertaining. I
I think
apologize for
this
season 21.
I wish this document, this document is such a perfect example of what results you get when you poll a community,
Yeah.
because if you scroll down to line 23, someone says, if you could make one change to ladder, what would it be? And they say fewer gimmick modes. So it's like, it's what do you do? What do you do?
This is the pizza. I think the
Right?
pizza
Yep.
analogy has now been shared with everybody, and you probably use it on more things than just rando. It's a perfect
Absolutely.
analogy for why pulling is not necessarily a good thing. Because when you put 100 people in a room, you'll never be able to order the perfect pizza.
hmm
Um, and it'll never have ham and pineapple on it. Ham is great. Pineapple does not belong on a pizza. I love pineapple.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. Let's see what's next. Appreciate. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Retired from ladders. I feel like I got enough competition out of it to be satisfied. Ended my career with 100 at 125. I won't say all the rest so you guys can't figure out who it is. Still like watching. Cool. Cool. Um, I made this comment before, but I think rotating open casual boots and open boots standard every other season would keep things more. Good season for you. I shit you not. I did not look at these before we started. Yeah. So, and actually, that's a good one. We have occasionally mixed open and open boots in the past. Um, and yeah, that's one of those things I think we should. I agree with that one. I think we probably should mix it up a little bit more. Introduced racing in 2020. Yep. Thanks. Got a couple thanks in here. Apparently we're awesome. That's fantastic. We knew that. Question for chat: will be another champions mode to be created by Land? Yes, we will definitely do that again. We will definitely do that again. Probably not for a couple of seasons, but we will do that again because Champions Hunt was bad. Champions Hunt, good. So the next one hopefully will be mediocre. Let's see. There were some comments elsewhere about Ladder General being an unfriendly place. I have general unmuted, so I generally read what's in there, and I honestly have no idea what they're complaining about. Oh shit! Now you know what? I remember this one when the QA came in August. I remember that one actually. I think that you know what this was? This was around the console blow up.
Yeah, because we have one comment in there that says they wish the community would stop breaking, but that's probably not
Yeah.
gonna
This
happen.
was right after the. This was like 2 or 3 weeks after the console blow up. Yeah, it was a weird time. Keep up the good work. I don't care what Herf says about you. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't want to send me that analog pocket, man. What can I say?
Let's see what else in chat. Can we add an official provision preventing Mr. Ed from ever getting any true authority or power? I think we could arrange that. We could probably arrange that.
But as a giraffe, I must protest animal exclusion here.
Yeah, well, your grandfather did.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're gonna be grandfathered then. Let's see. I generally prefer defeat Ganon modes over Triforce Hunt. Triforce is fun to play. I mean, we don't do Triforce Hunt very often. That being said, we have one this season. With new modes, might be a good workshop them with racers before adding them to the schedule. We actually do that. Now, a lot of people don't know this. In fact, generally only 50 to 60 people know this. We often preview our modes to the patrons in the patron channel before we release them to the public. We do that often actually, where we give them a few weeks head start to preview things. And yes, so we actually do that. We just don't, we keep the community small and we give something a little extra back to the patrons. So, yeah.
Yeah, and again, this is kind of a problem. If we open it just up to everyone, you go back to the pizza analogy, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just going to be everyone wanting what they want, and it's never going to get to something that is actually viable in any way.
Yep, 100%, 100% agree. Yeah, we kind of keep it small for a reason. From chat, any chance of a co-op ladder modes? I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna say no though. It doesn't fit our structure. I think this has been brought up before. It really doesn't fit what we've got going on. It would be incredibly difficult to make work. If we did anything like that, it would have to be completely separate. Let's see. Thank you for all the hard work. Keep things running. Yep. Yay. You're welcome. The bots do all the work, but we'll take all the credit. The bots write themselves at this point. That's why we have 3 of them. Appreciate the effort to maintain open channels of communication during the not ladder drama. There you go right there.
Yeah.
That was actually kind of fun. For a day and a half to have a place where people just fucking just went at it. And yeah. Let's see. Applaud your decisiveness with ladder late chaos. Yeah. This I forgot that until we talked. Yeah, this was right after the blow up. So yeah, we're probably gonna see a few more of these. Let's see. Herf is the best giraffe.
I can get behind that.
All right. Heard more than once from racers that my opinion shouldn't be considered since I don't race more often or because I'm not good at the game.
Well, that's hard to answer without, knowing who sent it in.
There's a little bit,
exactly what was going on.
These are anonymous. A few people put their name to it, but we don't. Even if they do, we don't talk about that. This one doesn't have a name; it's completely anonymous. So definitely not the case. Actually, ladder's a good spot for this because we have more casual racers in ladder than
Hmm.
probably any other community has. Um, we have a lot of casual racers. There's a lot of, I'm gonna say in air quotes, elite racers that just don't race ladder. They're not even on the server. And a lot of it's because some people, they don't like the formats, they don't like the structure, don't like the one-on-ones sometimes, which makes no sense because they race in tournaments. But no, I mean, we give out feedback forms often, usually once every other season for this reason. And not saying we take all the feedback to heart or we use it in any way, but we definitely read it. Um, so,
Yeah, and
uh,
especially since this is, as we mentioned, anonymized, we don't even
yeah.
know who's sending these in. I mean, for some of them, people put their names, as you said. For some of them, you can probably make a very good guess of who
Mhm.
sent it in, but most of them we have
Okay.
no clue, and it
Yeah.
doesn't really, matter too much to
Yes.
us.
We know who Mr. OK is. Um,
Hey, can I get you to read the one change thing in line 31? I know you've talked about this a
line
couple of times, but I
31.
think it won't be interesting for the people to hear.
Um, Wait, line 31. That is not. Oh, oh, the paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is when we asked one thing you would change in the ladder. Again, I haven't seen this. I know there are multiple reasons against it, but I greatly appreciate if modes not available on the main site could be incorporated at some point. The main site has barely been updated for years, 4 years now. Meanwhile, development on entrance randomizer for I see what this is. And it means where Forks has been very active. Ladder has always been trying to come up with new combinations of modes. Also, a lot of great modes. Blah blah blah. And yes, it's talking about the other forks. Yes, again, we've brought this up before. We brought it up even today in mentioning why we don't have starting boots with our cross keys modes.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot we are not going to do it with current technology. Two reasons, only two big reasons, but they're huge. One is stability. Um, with all that change come bugs and breaks where seeds will break when they get rolled, and it happens from time to time. Now, not saying that the seed isn't beatable, but like, and going into point two, it could take 30 seconds for a seed to roll because all of the logic it has to go through. And then if it fails, we've just lost 30 seconds, which is point number two, kind of goes along with stability, is we have a very short window of time. 10 minutes doesn't seem like a short time, it seems like a lot of time. It's not. So to give you an idea, let's say the average cross keys race right now is like 30 racers, and that's 15 race seeds we need to generate. On the main site, takes 2, 3, 4 seconds, depending on server load. Multiply that by 15 races, takes 30 seconds to a minute to generate 15 race seeds. What if it takes 10 seconds to generate that? That's 150 seconds. That's what, 2.5 minutes to generate the race seeds. What if it's 20 seconds? What if some of them break? Well, now we're hitting the point where you're not potentially not getting your seed for 5 minutes. It's unacceptable. We cannot we cannot do that. And it's why we've decided it's why we're sticking to the main branch. It's why we've made the decisions recently that we have made with the fast ROM. It's because we're sticking to it. Um, and it's for stability, because stability, any developers out there listening will nod your head and I'm about to stay. Stability is a good thing.
Especially since we're not sitting here and generating everything manually, everything's automated
Yeah.
by the bots, very obviously. So if things break and nobody is around to unbreak them,
Yep.
as has happened very seldomly in the past, but it might happen.
Yeah. If it happens at 2 in the
And
morning, guess what?
right,
You're sitting around for 5, 6 hours before I wake up.
exactly.
So
And
yeah.
if that happens not every 500 races, but every 5 races,
Yeah.
it's going to be annoying real
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah. Then the ladder breaks. The reason why ladder works the way that it does is because it's a pretty well-oiled machine and it runs seamlessly. I don't worry about it anymore. I just let it go. And if the AI Moldorm pings me for some reason, it means something broke. So, and I get what we get one of those every 2-3 months, something like that. Doesn't happen very often. So, but yes, it's one of those things. We're hopeful that the main branch absorbs these features and grows, and as it does, we will continue to evolve with it. Like the pottery shuffle, guess what? That exists in the main branch. It's just unstable and not tested. It's in there. I most people probably don't know that it actually exists in the main branch,
Hmm.
but it is not has not been tested and it is not stable. If those become that, guess what? We got new stuff available for us. So, yes, but no, thank you for bringing that up. So, let's see, where were we? We're getting close to the end here. Thank you for running ladder. Most fun I've had racing ALTTPR. I understand why there's it's Tark stuff. I'm not going to go into Tark stuff. Um,
Hey, don't skip the Dunka is the best line.
everybody knows. You don't have to tell me I was there. I saw it.
No, no.
Let's see. Yeah, Tark. You guys know where we stand with Tark. I'm still not in there. And have they made an official rule set yet?
I couldn't really tell you to be
Okay.
honest.
I
I am
honestly, I
still
honestly
in
don't know.
there, but I don't really read it.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if it's happened. So it's been what 3 months, so they're probably getting close to coming up with the first draft. Um, I got to take a shot. Can't you? I got to take a shot, man. Let's see. Drama results. Another Tark thing. I won't go over that. Let's see. Rule set same as ladder. Okay, good to know. Good to know. So they did make it good. Well, that means which means they did which was gonna fucking happen in the first place in July. Sorry. Um, Go back in the announcements. You can read why I'm pissed about that. I'm not sure how it can be overstated how much easier ladder has made it to get into live racing than having multiple race and with having multiple races a day. No need to go into IRC. Oh, that was SRL. Yes.
Oh, I remember those
Oh,
times.
SRL. FC, man. FC bot.
He was
Uh,
great.
it
I mean,
was.
imagine how horrible everything would have been without FC
Oh
Bot.
my God. Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't be here right now.
Oh, for sure.
Big shout to Fred Coughlin, by the way. You will never meet a nicer dude than Fred Coughlin.
Hmm.
You will never meet a nicer dude. Um, Son of a monkey. Uh, let's see. Great introduction. Race inside the dailies. Um, Time constraints. That's normal. Love the casual but competitive atmosphere of ladder, which is really what we were shooting for. Casual for anybody can join. Hopefully, you're going to get somebody casual that you're going to be racing with, but competitive. We do invitational stuff like that. This next one's going to be ultra competitive. It's exactly what we're looking for. Ban Moldorm bounce. Probably not
That
going to
person
happen.
was also very unhappy about the mystery weights, if I'm reading the
Fixed
column
mystery
before
weights.
that right.
Almost every race I've gotten was almost all dungeons or some fixation of missed key sandy. It's going to be. The way the mystery weights are set up, that is actually going to happen almost every time. And gotten the max 2 atomizer settings every time, which again, you will get that every time. We're actually very clear about this. If you join a mystery race, the chances of you not having at least 2 or 3 key shuffle, compass map shuffle, at least two, well, the max 2 atomizer settings of some sort, and some extra flag or make it difficult, it's going to happen. Like, we set it up to be challenging, but not like ridiculously, frustratingly hard. So it's a challenging mode. And then you occasionally get the 40-minute. We still get 40-minute Triforce beatables every once in a while, but it doesn't happen very often. So let's see. Love the rat ladder. That's fantastic. Would be cool if races didn't always start at the top of the hour. I get it, but we're never going to be able to. We talked about this in the past too. It's been a while, but we're never going to be able to serve everybody on this one. If we started at the 15 or the 30 minutes of the hour, then the people that aren't available there but are only available at the top of the hour, they're going to get shut out. We picked a time, we went with it. It makes it easy. It makes it simple. Um, let's see. Yes, no more thank yous. Appreciate it. Ladder's been far more enjoyable. It's fantastic. Appreciate a lot of appreciations. It's very nice.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
nice.
Wish there was previous talk about the possibility of using door rando branch. We just talked about that. We won't do that until it's 100% stable. I think of everything in ladder community. I never thought I'd race this much. Yep. Ladder is good overall. Rotating modes is a good idea, but occasionally having the modes change the order of the rotation would make it easier to play. I've actually considered this one. We did this. The Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise ladder used a shuffling function where every 50 races we shuffled the order. Um, it's not out of the question. That actually worked pretty well. Now, we did it there because their schedule was smaller and we had to prevent repeats. The smaller the schedule that gets, the more likely it is to make patterns, week to week patterns. So we did a shuffle to do that. One thing I will say is that every time I make a schedule, is I look at the schedule week to week to make sure there's no week to week patterns. You'll see patterns on the schedule if you compare like a Monday to a Thursday or like a Tuesday to a a Saturday or something like it. You will start seeing patterns in there that rotate, but what you will not see is a pattern from Saturday to Saturday because people generally have a schedule. Let's say people can only race Saturdays and Sundays. We want to make sure that you have a completely different option this Saturday as you did than you did last Saturday. So that's why the schedule is set up the way that it is now. Shuffling it won't change that. You'll still have that. It's not completely out of the question. It's just one of those things that's probably not needed at the moment. But I actually have the code for that already. So, question from chat: is it possible to update the main site to possibly spoiler hide the racer times? Um, Site updates are coming. Probably season 22. I'm going to be looking into as long as everything runs smooth through season 21. I'm going to possibly redo the entire website. We're actually overdue for it because some of the racer stats and stuff is getting bloated. Um, so yeah, that needs to be done. I might even change again. I might change the entire style. Kind of do a fresh coat of paint. Can't decide if Dunktatorship or Dunkatatorship is better. What do you got to say to that one?
I think the first one's better.
Dunktatorship
Yeah, the
rolls
other
off the
one
tongue a
doesn't
little
roll
better.
off the tongue. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. It is so. It is so. This is not a democracy, by the way. Please don't change the API. I will not change the API unless we have to add things. If I think if you run spoiler open again, you should increase the time limits to 30 minutes. I believe it'd be more enticing for newer players. Probably not going to do that one. There's a lot of reasons why we haven't done this yet, but it's been in the cards to do a 20-minute intro to a preview period and doing key sanity spoiler. But we also did a poll on that and it was getting some pushback, especially from the people that do spoilers that like there's a subset of people that enjoy spoiler and even they were pushing back on it. So we haven't done it. And it's probably one of those things we probably won't do. My suggestion is if you're struggling in the 15-minute period, practice a little bit and you'll realize that 15 minutes seems a little frantic, but you will get better at it. Like spoiler open, half the skill is reading the spoiler in 15 minutes and it just requires
Mm-hmm.
practice. So Sterling anyway, what is open plus? It was the, if you guys remember SGL casual boots from a year or two ago, it is that mode, which is a modified hard pool, which effectively has what it's progressive bows and a bunch of heart pieces and a few heart containers. Um, So you end up like 13, 14 hearts maximum. And pseudo boots. So you'll enjoy bonking off things, forgetting that you have real boots. Um, let's see. We're almost to the end here. Um, yeah, it's in the Discord as well. If you go to the custom modes under the FAQ, you'll see the definition. They're all there. I work full time and race whenever I have the opportunity in the weekends. I only enter races to feel comfortable right at that moment and standing in the race. Appreciate Ladder and how it's made me a better racer. Fantastic. A better player and a better person. Well, we're mostly assholes, but I'm glad it worked for you. Learning to grow through the let's see what else. I wanted to become a great racer. Oh, it's Ladder. Fantastic. Fantastic. Big thank you to Ladder Crew. Bring in the premier inverted mode influ keys. I think I know who this is. I have a
I don't.
I have an idea who this might be. Um and the only reason I say this is because I think I have it bookmarked. Somebody asked this in ladder feedback like 2 weeks before this went out, and I bookmarked it for review, and I haven't reviewed it yet. I still have it bookmarked, so I think I know who that is. Make mystery more jank. We'll see. We'll see. And I think that's the it. I think that's the end of it. So, we're a little over time. Herfy, is there anything on here that I missed that you want to go over? I know I
I
talked a
mean,
lot.
the only other thing that I saw that I thought was somewhat interesting, but probably extremely hard to put into like technically make it happen, is line 86
86.
for the if there was one change you
Go
would
ahead.
make to
Read that
ladder.
one off.
All right, so whoever this was said maybe some sort of rematch mechanism. If a race finishes, a rematch can be available. It generates a new seed of the same category. Rematch window would expire once the next race sign-up opens. This, of course, would lock the racers out of the next match sign-ups. If the same winner wins a second time, a second win is awarded. If the first match loser wins the rematch, it awards a win to them. ELO scores are only affected by the results of the first race, and a separate category tracking rematch statistics could keep track of wins losses.
That sounds very complex for what we
Mm-hmm.
try to do. Um, I don't see it working.
I like the idea conceptually.
The
Like, I
idea,
think it's a
yeah.
really cool idea, but I think it's like next to impossible to
So,
make work.
so you know what? It's interesting. We call this a ladder, and if you go by the definition of a ladder, it's not technically true.
Yeah.
If it was, that would actually work really well. Like if this was a pure ladder system where it was matchmaking on the fly and you could do more or less on demand stuff, that's
Mm-hmm.
not a bad idea. Um, but because we have a limited amount of races and it's structured on a schedule, kind of is a ladder, but it's not. Like we have ladder rankings, but the race structure and the competitive side technically is not. Um, I,
Mm-hmm.
I think the idea is actually really good and it'd be interesting to do. It just doesn't fit to
Yeah,
what
it
we
just
have.
doesn't really work for us.
Yeah.
There's one more I
Yeah.
found. Someone says they liked it when the modes were on a 27 to 30 hour cycle because it improved their chances that they could race a mode on consecutive nights if the time synced up. You talked a little bit about the schedule
Mm-hmm.
and how we make it earlier, but I'm not aware that we're like specifically went away from a cycle. We're just trying to not make it repeat on the same day as you were talking about
Yeah.
earlier, right?
So they're talking about when we were doing 6 modes instead of 7. Yeah.
Right.
The 6 mode was effectively anywhere between a 23 and a 27-hour shift, which kind of did. It was like a 4-hour move from mode to mode, day to day. So if it was today at noon, tomorrow the same mode would be 4 or 5 o'clock, depending on when it was. So if you're limited to 6 hour, like a 6 hour window, theoretically, yes, you could do two of the same mode. We went to 7 to actually get away from exactly that. It put in that extra mode pushes things out from instead of being 4 to 5 hours, closer to 8 or 9 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But we did that to shuffle it. We actually wanted more variety in there. which
Right.
I get it. If you only like one or two modes, you have a situation where, and I'm in the same boat. Like sometimes I wake up on a Saturday morning and I look at the schedule and it's cross keys at 10 a.m. I ain't fucking doing that. So I feel your pain. I do. Um, but yeah, it's it was an intentional change to because we
Hmm.
want to shuffle things up a little bit more. And as much as I talk about that, I don't care for entrance modes, but I've done them and I've tried them. There's very few things I haven't tried. I'd recommend everybody at least trying some of this stuff. I shit you not. If you even if you're really against it, try mystery. Like there's no greater mode than mystery to dip your toe into the pool and see if you like it. You might actually really enjoy it. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
that is yeah. We went a little bit over time. You guys want to see a cat? I got a cat. There's a cat. You can't see it, her, unless you're watching the live stream.
I can see it on the live stream. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's my cat. That's my Kiba. So, um, I think it's going to be it. Again, we went a little bit over time. I'll put up a summary here this weekend, and again, invitational invites will there'll be an announcement about it over the next week or so, and I'll get the thing set up. We'll go from there. So I gotta go get some food because I'm hungry. I'm dieting, and it
Oh yeah, that
sucks.
sounds like a real good
I need
idea.
some food. It's not gonna be much, but do what you gotta do. So thanks everybody as always. Enjoy the rest of the season. I'm out of here. Herfy, take us home.
Yeah, as Duncan said, enjoy your rest of the weekend. I hope everyone is going to enjoy the new season. I think it's real fun to have a season that's just completely boots. It's we just did what the mystery person in the feedback form told us. Oh look, it's a live Duncan wave. So I hope you guys enjoy the next season. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I hope I see some of you at SGL in a couple of weeks. It's not long anymore.
Yes, enjoy SGL, everybody.